Have you ever stared at the ceiling in the middle of the night, dreaming of a life that feels so real you can almost touch it? You have the vision. You know exactly what you want to achieve, but when the morning comes and the alarm rings, you hit snooze. You close your eyes and whisper the most dangerous word in the human language: tomorrow. If you have a mind full of grand ambitions, but a body ruled by comfort and laziness, listen closely. This story is for you, and it might just save your future. In a valley surrounded by cold, towering mountains, there lived a man named Orion. Orion was a visionary. He had inherited a beautiful, high hill overlooking the town. Every evening at the local tavern, he would unroll his massive blueprints and describe the magnificent stone castle he was going to build there. It will have grand towers, he would say, his eyes shining with passion, a hall of white marble. It will stand for 1,000 years and be a beacon for the entire valley. Everyone in the town admired Orion's brilliant mind. He had the plans. He had the raw stone delivered to the top of the hill. He had the potential to be the greatest builder of his generation. But Orion had a fatal flaw. He was deeply in love with his own comfort. Building a castle requires breaking stone. It requires bleeding hands, cold mornings, and aching muscles. On the very first day of construction, Orion stood on the hill, looked at his heavy iron hammer, and then looked at the cold, gray sky. He shivered. "The wind is too bitter today," he told himself. "I need to be at my absolute best to build a masterpiece. I will rest today and start tomorrow." To stay warm for the night, Orion quickly hammered together a flimsy, ugly wooden shack right next to his piles of beautiful white stone. Just a temporary shelter, he reasoned. Just for now, until I am completely ready to build the real thing. Near the shack, he noticed a strange, dark, thorny ivy creeping along the soil. He ignored it. It wasn't in his way. Months turned into years. Every night, Orion was still the loudest voice in the town, talking about his glorious castle. But every morning, when the cold wind blew, Orion would pull his blanket tighter inside his little wooden shack. "Tomorrow," he promised himself, "tomorrow I will start." But he didn't notice the dark ivy. You see, the ivy didn't need to be planted. It didn't need to be watered. It fed entirely on neglect. While Orion slept comfortably, the ivy grew. It wrapped around the beautiful white stones he had bought. It crawled up the sides of his wooden shack. It thrived in the silence of his inaction. Comfort is not a passive thing. Laziness is a living, breathing weed that actively consumes the space where your discipline should be. One evening, an old, weathered architect passed through the town. Hearing of the great visionary Orion, the old man climbed the hill to see this magnificent castle everyone talked about. Orion stepped out of his shack, embarrassed. He pointed to the hill, intending to explain his grand plans and why he hadn't started yet. But when Orion looked, the stone was gone. The dark, thorny ivy had grown into a massive, impenetrable thicket. It had swallowed the expensive stones completely. It had crushed the foundation into dust. Its heavy, aggressive vines were now wrapping around Orion's wooden shack, slowly breaking the roof. The old architect looked at Orion, not with anger, but with deep, heavy pity. "You are a dreamer, my friend," the old man said softly, "but dreams do not build walls. Ambition is like a fire. It needs the friction of daily effort, sweat, and action to stay alive. But laziness Laziness is a weed. It requires absolutely nothing from you. It grows in the dark. It grows while you sleep. And if you let it, it will choke every beautiful thing you ever intended to create. Orion fell to his knees. The realization hit him like a physical blow. He hadn't just delayed his dream, his comfort had actively destroyed it. He had spent his whole life defending a temporary, cheap shack while his true castle was swallowed by weeds. Every single one of us has a hill. We have the blueprints in our minds. We talk about the great things we are going to do, but we also have that dark ivy of comfort creeping around our feet. If you are ambitious but lazy, you need to understand this brutal truth. Doing nothing is not harmless. Inaction is an action. Comfort is actively devouring your potential right now. Do not wait for the perfect weather. Do not wait until you feel rested. Pick up the hammer today. Tear out the weeds of laziness today, because if you keep waiting for tomorrow, tomorrow will only bring more weeds. Wake up. Your castle is waiting to be built.